I know most of you have clicked this video because of the title. Yes. Welcome to Codestar Technologies. Of course, this is the best tech YouTube channel here in Kenya and Africa at large. And also, we happen to be one of the fastest growing online learning platform here in Kenya and also Africa. Right now, we have got over 1,000 plus registered students who are accessing resources and learning on this platform. Now, as you've seen on our title of this video, today I'm going to show you how you can do Mpesa integration to your web application or any software that you're developing. As a Kenyan developer, you know that Mpesa integration is one of the key important APIs that you have to learn, because if you want to serve Kenyan market, definitely, and monetize your stuff, receive payments from the clients and all those kind of stuff, you need to use Mpesa. There is no way you can avoid Mpesa. Even though we have got other payment gateway, but Mpesa is very key. And in our today's session, I'm going to show you how you can do this integration within less than 10 minutes. 10 minutes work to do and complete that task. So without wasting time, let's jump right away and start. But in case if you've not subscribed to our channel, kindly do so. Make sure you click the subscribe button. And again, also there was a poster which was circulating some few weeks ago. It was about a Daraja API webinar where you learn about SDK push, register URL. Remember these two types of Mpesa Daraja APIs. They are what we refer to as customer to business, and we have got now business to customer, which allows a business to make payments to the customers. And in that case, think of I think like betting sites, how you are able to withdraw cash from that site. So how you receive SDK push is the one that pops up on your phone, and then you enter the PIN and you receive the payment. Then the other one is register URL, which whenever you make the you pay bills offline, you are able, the system is able to get the payments and even match with your invoices and all those kind of stuff. So in our today's session, I'm going to cover only SDK push so that you can get to understand how it works. Then in my next video, I'll cover also about register URL. Then the next video, it will be business to customer, and you know there is the plugin now. But for you to access the source code and everything, first of all, you have to go through the whole process, because I want to avoid that scenario where you find that someone will text me all the time and tell me, oh Eric, you know what, here and there, you can help me. Yes, I will help you, but when I'm busy, some other people, they normally wanna do what, which is not good. But I can see, you can see that the fee is just 3,000. I give you the whole assistant training of 2 hours, and you learn everything in a good minute. But if you, in case maybe you can grab everything here in one video, whatever I'm going to be doing right now, then you are good to go. You'll be in a good position to work with it. So let's not waste a lot of time. Let's jump right away and start. First of all, what are the requirements that you need? You need what? Now you can start counting the 10 minutes from now. Now, so the first thing that you need, because we are going to do integration using PHP, and I will show you how you can expand to other languages, because you can do it with PHP, and the other languages you don't need to do it, because you just need to create an API to notify the other application and so forth. I will show you how you can do that. So basically, first of all, some of the requirements that you need to have, of course, you will have browser in your machine. You need a text editor. Text editor, it can be a notepad, it can be VS Code, something like that. So in our case, let's open VS Code, and so I said a browser, VS Code, or you can be having what we refer to as what? You can be having if it is not VS Code, you can have something else we refer to as let me open htdocs, and inside htdocs is where I'm going to write stk push, something like that. Then this is the folder where we are going to be putting our project. Select the folder, and the folder now is open. So yeah, that is it. So as I said, you need a browser, you need a code editor or text editor, or for that matter, it can be VS Code, it can also be Notepad, it can also be something else like a Sublime Text and so forth. So you can use any. Now, the next thing here, I've got the files, which that's why I'm saying that I've simplified everything for you. So here we have got STK push sandbox. So I copy these files, all of them, so that I can explain them in a faster. As I told you that this is a video that we are going to take the shortest time possible. I know you have started counting your 10 minutes. So it's stk push. Where is it? Here it is. So I paste my content here, so I can show you what you are going to change. So, and explain the whole thing within the shortest time possible. So, as I said, some of the requirements you need. Now you can see my files. I'm able to see my files here. So the first one is index. Let's open the index and we'll be able to go through the index. But first of all, let me finalize on the requirements. The requirements, as I said, you need a browser, you need a text editor, you also need a XAMPP to be installed on your machine. As you can see, I'm using there is this XAMPP version, which is sometimes people normally have problem with XAMPP. So you can look for this version 7.429, something like VC. I think maybe it's Visual, something like that. I'm not sure. 15, something like that. So this is one of the best you can use. It doesn't give you some issues. So if I jump right away, have not opened the XAMPP. Let me open XAMPP. I want to go and finish before the time, as I promised. 10 minutes, within 10 minutes. And I have opened my XAMPP and now it's up and running. So you can check this version, XAMPP control panel v3.3.0, something like that. It will be good for you. Compiled April something 21, something like that. Yeah, so you can look for that, because sometimes people normally have issues to do with XAMPP. You can install that one and see whether you are it's going to have some issues on your machine. So now, as I said, browser, text editor. The third thing is the XAMPP, and the fourth thing is to have what we refer to as now Daraja account, which you just need to come here. Then you click here login. When you click login, automatically it's gonna show you something we call go to sign up. In case maybe you don't have an account, you sign up. And if you have an account, you jump right away and log in. I'm going to log in like that. And right now I've got my Daraja, that is developers.safaricom.co.ke. I can be able to log in. I have an account with them. So here you will need to create an application on Sandbox. Now we are done with the requirements, because we are working with Sandbox today. And at the end of the video, I'll explain much about how you can go live and so forth. So first of all, you need to create an app here. So you click there, give it a name like tests. API, then you select all of these and then you create. That's simple. That's how you normally create your app here. And once you create, I'm not going to create, I'm going to use the one that I have. Remember, I did a previous video before this Daraja was upgraded to version 2.0 previously. So one of the reasons what I have decided to do this video is because most of the people, they have been telling me to upgrade or to update the video, and that's what I'm doing today. So here I have got some CDNs. As you can see, these are Bootstrap CDNs. You're familiar with that. That is not a problem. Once you have got Bootstrap CDNs, I have got a small CSS which it is inside the index.php. So remember, when this folder named stk push is opened, automatically inside that folder we have got a folder called name, action, callback, functions, and index.php. So in that case, those are the files that you'll find inside there. And definitely, if you want to execute this folder to run the softwares of the files which are inside these ones, the first page which is executed by default, it's always index.php. So in that case, index.php is going to load, and it's going to load all these CDNs, that is content, they are referred to content delivery networks, CDN, something like that. Then we have got the CSS, which is going to just kind of align my images. And then we have got the body. The body, it has got a section, and the section is referred to as the product. And inside that section, I have got a container. Inside that container, there is something we call heading 1, which is saying support our work. So before I explain further, let me just open this one so that you can be able to see how it looks like. So I'm going to write localhost because my XAMPP here, it's up and running, as you can see. So like that, and here I write stk push like that, and boom, that's my application. As you can see, this is my first heading, which is being shown here. Support our work, because it's a small site that kind of shows maybe how you can donate for a product, something like that. You can twist the application in a way that now, instead of adding this image, you add images. Maybe you are selling products or you are selling courses, something like that. I've seen some guys are selling courses. That's how they are making money. So you just put an image of the course there, then you define the price, and you put the phone number here where they will put the phone number, and click donate. Donate, it can change to something else. So in that case, once it does that, it is going to push this amount to your phone. You enter the PIN, boom, you are good to go. The payment is done. You store the payment to the database and you can match together whatever you want. So in that case, let's go back to this source code. We check how it looks like. So I talked about the heading, and inside the heading have got this is going to get the alert response, whether it has pushed on my phone. Then we have got the container. This another container, it has got a row, and a row, it normally has columns. So inside that row, I have got 3 columns. And these columns, as you can see, column number 1, it has got a card. For those who normally work with Bootstrap, you know what is a card. So that is not necessary. The most important thing is to have a form which has got the following controls. We have got a form which has got an hidden field named amount, which is 100 here, and we have got another field named phone, which is going to get the phone number of the client, like that. And that's after that you click the submit button, and the submit button is named donate. So this form, as you can see here, the form is starting from here. Every form normally has got these 2 stuff, that is action and method. And in that case, in PHP, this is the page that is going to process the content of this form. That is, whenever we click the submit, the data is going to be transferred to this page called action. And you can see action, it is here. I'm going to show you what is action. Then we have got the method which is going to be used, it's post. Remember, post is more secure than using get, or maybe there are others like request, nini, blah, 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 hello. So in most cases, we normally use post. And by the way, you can hide these ones. It's not necessary to show these kind of files which are named on your server. You just, instead of using this one, because instead of using straightforward like this one, you just omit this part, and you use something called Ajax. Ajax is a way that it enables you to transport that data to or to submit that data to the PHP without refreshing this page and giving the details of these ones. So Ajax can help you in that. And I've done a video about Ajax. You can also check about, it was like a message, something like that. But I will do another one which is going to demonstrate this one so that you can get to understand. So this form, we know that we have a form, and inside this form we have got 2 fields. That is the amount and the phone number, because those are the 2 things that we need. Then we have got the submit buttons. Now, the second column, it has got a form, but in this case, the difference is that it has got amount, which is now 500. Then we have got another form, which has got 1000. And it's the same. That's why you can see these ones, you can specify and say that they are 3 forms, like form, yeah, bronze, silver, and gold. So in case maybe you want to donate as something like this, you specify this one, yeah, like that. So you can put that kind of if it is donation, but also it can be used for I normally see it mostly likely when it comes to hosting package. If you want to use a specific package, you choose that one. Or maybe if you want to do subscription which will give different roles or privileges. So in that case, you can package like that one. So this one, you can modify it in many ways. Now, let's not waste time. Let's jump right away to the next part, which is now after the form submits data, it gets to index. So not index, but action.php. So action.php, we have linked it together with another file called function.php, which is this one. So in our case, these ones I'm going to talk about functions.php, because that's where we have stored all the functions that we are using. So the next line, which is commented, it's used to connect the database, because database connection is being done on the function.php. Then we have got submit. Submit, we check whether submit is set. If it is set, we get the phone number, the amount. And because Mpesa, you have to share a number which is going to be kind of a unique to identify the invoice or something like that. So that's why you can see I've generated a unique number, because I definitely, it's not possible for people to make amount at the same time. That is at the same year, the month, day, hour, minute and second and so forth. We might differ like with a second or two, something like that. So that's why I'm using these ones. But also you can use a random number, but you have to check whether that number, it has been generated before to avoid any of the problems, something like that. So it's just a way of creating a number that I can use it as an invoice number. Then I'm making my status of my payments to be unpaid. And in this case, I'm assuming that you have a database which has got these three columns: a phone number. Also, you can also maybe like capture the name, something like that, in case maybe you need to capture all those ones in your form. But just having the phone number, the amount, the invoice number, and the status, just those are enough. And you can have maybe something else like ID, something like that, but that's not necessary. So in your form, in your database, you have a table called maybe subscription or payment. And inside that table, we have got four columns: phone, amount, invoice, and status. Status to define whether it is payment have been received or not. Then here we are calling a function. This is how you normally call a function, and I know most of you are aware of this. Whenever you see someone who is wants to interact with the APIs and so forth, they are aware of how people work with functions. So there is a function called Mpesa because I packaged the whole thing. Instead of, I simplified everything. That's why I'm telling you that if you are wasting your time like a whole week learning through the documentation to get to know how this works, you're wasting a lot of time. So we have got the phone number, you pass the phone number and the amount. Where is this function called Mpesa? So let's jump right away and say, check the function. So function here, you can see the first function, this is for connection to database. And now we have got a function called Mpesa. So Mpesa will need three variables: phone number, amount, and order number. Now, I want to explain far much about what are some of the parameters that you change, so that we can change them live together, so that you can understand. In my previous video that I did about SDK push, we had some difficulties on once we received the payments, it was very hard to match this payment was meant for this order number, something like that, or this invoice. So in that case, I found a way, and in that case, I'm defining a variable by the name called callback. And callback, you normally give it a URL. So this URL, it's your domain name. It can be like codestar.co.ke/ I might be having a folder called Mpesa. Don't call it Mpesa. Call it either Malipo, something like that, or Nilipe, ama Pay Now, ama Pokea Pesa, something like that. Inside your that is public HTML folder. Then we have got a file by the name callback underscore url.php, which is this file. This is the file that I'm talking about, this callback. So now let's go back to the functions. Now this file called callback URL is the one that is receiving the message once the payments has been done. So in that case, that file expects you to pass the message to come with something we call order number, which is this number. So we pass this number there like that. So where are we going to pass? I'm going to show you where we are going to pass that one when we need to forward these parameters. But first of all, let's start by passing the parameters, which pasting the parameters which are necessary from Daraja. So the first one is consumer secret. We have got the business shortcode, passkey, and this one called party B. Only that it's what you need. Then we finalize on the next. That's why I'm saying that this one is going to take the shortest time possible. So here we come. We start with the consumer key, consumer secret. Click there. Now you can start counting your 10 minutes. Copy this one. Come here. Paste as the consumer key. Remember, the first thing we changed is this one. You change the URL. Second thing you change is consumer key. The third thing, let's go, which is consumer secret. I copy consumer secret. Come here. Consumer secret, like that. Boom. Then we go to the next one, which is business shortcode. Business shortcode, we come here, where do we get business shortcut for the sandbox? You go to APIs, and this API is called Mpesa Express. STK push is also referred to as Mpesa Express. So you click there, click here, and come select this app, and come right away here, test credential. You'll be able to see your business shortcode because this is a pay bill number. Remember, you can do for both pay bill number or till number. So we paste this one for the business shortcode like that. And if you are using a business, that is the if you're using a pay bill number, this number here, it's going to be the same as this one, as the party B. So I'm pasting the same. But if it is you're using something we call buy goods. Buy goods, it's a till number. A till number, you're given two numbers. One is called either head office or maybe store number, something like that. And the other one is the pay bill or the till number, sorry. So the head office number or the store number is the one that you use as the shortcut. And the other one, which is the party B, it's going to be your till number. So that one you understand. Now we are left with the last parameter, which is the passkey. So we jump right away back to here. I know you have understood how we get to this point. I can repeat again. We were at this point, and when I wanted to get the parameters, I got to APIs, Mpesa Express, simulate. When you click simulate, sometimes some of the browser, they don't show this black screen. Try to reduce you zoom out so that you can see whether you can see this black screen. So you click there, you choose your app. Once you choose your app, down here there are three icons. Choose the last one, which is test credentials, and then you will be able to see this one. So business shortcode, you click there, you copy passkey, you copy this one. That is the passkey for the sandbox. So we are going to paste it there. Now we have got all our parameters in place: consumer key, consumer secret. We have got business shortcode, passkey, and we have got party B. And also make sure you put this one correctly. This is the first thing that you need to make sure you don't use a URL that does not exist. Specify the URL very well, correctly. But once you do that, scroll down up to the point where we have got this one. So first of all, we'll deal with these ones. So callback, when this is where now we forward the parameters for the payments so that the payment can be processed. So what happens is that we are picking our URL up there, which was dastam blah 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 dot equals, then we left. Then we combine it with the order number so that it can be like URL order numbers equals to either 2022 blah blah blah, something like that, a number. So we forward it like that. So it's going to generate kind of a dynamic URL. So in that case, this is what we are going to forward. And when you forward, this is the number that you also receive. When the Mpesa, they are sending the payment, they normally forward this number also. Then we have got this another part which you change. So in case maybe you are using pay bill, you put this one to be pay bill. If in case maybe you are using a customer buy goods, you copy this one, you paste there. So that is if you are using buy goods, or what we refer to as till number. But in our case here, we are using a pay bill. We put it like that. Then once you do that one, you save and you are good to go. Now, let me explain a little bit about this STK push, how it works, so that you can get the concept. The concept is the moment you come here, there's here, and you write your number like 07 blah 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 blah, and this number you click donate. What happens is that your system is telling Mpesa, it forwards this information to Mpesa to tell Mpesa, this is what you are going to do. Have a customer whose phone number is this, and this customer is supposed to pay to my till number, which I have provided there, to this pay bill number or this till number, this amount. So as per we've passed those important parameters, and the reference is going to be this invoice number, something like that. So it passed all those parameters that we passed, all those ones. So the most important, this is the phone number, this is the amount they are supposed to pay, and the order number will be this one. So your system is telling Mpesa systems or Mpesa servers and all that, whatever application, to do that one, to tell that customer, make the payments to this one. So when Mpesa, whenever they receive that message, they push that message to the phone number of our customer. Now, the customer will be prompted to enter PIN. Once they enter PIN, because they can see like you are supposed to pay this amount to this business and blah, 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 something like that. So once they specify that kind of information, automatically now it can go to the next step, which is they will decide either to make the payments or not to make the payments. But if they make the payments or wherever they don't make the payments, Mpesa server will be notified in one way or the other what the customer did, whether they paid or they cancelled the payments. So once Mpesa systems or applications receives that response from now the customer, it normally forwards this information to the parties which are supposed to get this information. Who are these parties? First of all, if you enter the PIN, you'll get a confirmation message of deduction of amount to from your account. That is the customer. That is a message they are going to receive, the message of confirmation. The same message is going to be forwarded to our phone number, which is we normally receive the message of payments on our pay bill, something like that. And again, the same message is the one that is now shared to the system that we have. Remember, we told here on this line, we told that Safaricom, if we pass this information, whatever the results that you are going to get, call us back through this URL. So what happens is that Safaricom will share the message also through the same URL that we provided. Remember, the URL we provided, it's dynamic. So they are going to share together with attaching the invoice number here at the end, which is going to be order number. So where is that message going to come? It's going to come to this file called callback_URL. And this is the page. Now, as you can see, so this page here, first of all, we are connecting to database. We need this one for the connection to database. And once we receive the message, first of all, we extract the order number so that we can be specific. This is the order number. This payment is for this order number. And the second is now to get the message. The message normally comes in form of JSON. Remember, APIs normally communicate using JSON. JSON is the easiest way to transmit data from one application to another. So once we receive that JSON file, what happens on this line? This one is just putting it in a text file, something like that. So this is the second line, which is very, very important, which decodes. Decoding meaning that it is converting that JSON data into a PHP array. Then you extract specific PHP arrays. So first of all, result code is the most important thing that you check. If result code is 0, it means the customer has entered the PIN, the payment was successful, the amount was deducted, now we have got money. The payment was successful, in short. But if the response code is any other number, then it means the payment did not go through. So those are the two important things that you need to know about this message. So now the other thing that you can check is maybe the amount that was paid, and also you can also check the Mpesa code, which is also referred to the Mpesa receipt and so forth. Though the rest are not important, but in case maybe you want to store also to the database, you can store the rest of this message. So that's why you can see here, I'm saying that if response code is equals to 0, now I can insert these payments to the database. And remember, hapa kwa action, here on the action, after I passed this one Mpesa, I checked the response because STK push gave me a response. Where is the STK push? Let me open the STK push. STK push here, when it pushed this information to Safaricom, so we have to know whether the push was successful. So for the push to be successful, we get a response, which is also JSON. And that response, I extract the response code. And if the response code is equals to 0, that's why you can see here, I'm saying if the response code is equals to 0, now it means now the customer has received the message. It has popped. So if it has popped, now instead of waiting, because you don't have to keep on waiting for the response to see the message, because that customer, if they decide to stay for like 3 minutes, your system, it's going to stay for like 5 minutes waiting for that one. No, it is not good. So in that case, what I do is I insert this transaction to the database, but you set the transaction to be unpaid. That is, test has to be unpaid. So once you insert this transaction to the database, maybe you insert to a table named invoice. So invoice, you are saying that this is the phone number, this is the amount that's supposed to be paid, this is the invoice number, and the status is unpaid. So you insert it to the database and you redirect back to the page. Now, whenever the customer makes the payments, the message is going to be shared to callback URL. Callback URL, you get the invoice number. Once you get the invoice number, you also get the other things like to do the message response code. So here you check if the response code is 0 again. So meaning if it is successful. If it is successful, remember your database has got 2 tables. One is for Mpesa transaction, whatever you want to call it, and you can store all these details. And there was that another table named maybe invoice, something like that. And in that table, remember, it's where we stored this data. So what we are going is to update. You update that file. So you tell it update invoices set status. Remember this status says stated now to paid. You change it to from unpaid now to paid, and you're good to go. Now that one is done. So now the next thing is to send SMS. And remember, SMS APIs is something that I've shown you for quite some time. So still there is a function which is here for Mpesa, not Mpesa, but sorry, SMS here. This is for Mobitech. So for those who want to use Mobitech, this is the code for Mobitech and so forth. So you can try it, and you'll be good to go. So this one will forward the message to the customer telling that thank you, you have paid the redemption, something like that, and you're good to go. So in our case, let's now jump right away and test whether it is now working. So I have my phone number here, so I can click donate. Donate. That is the message. It has popped. So after the message popping, you can see. Sorry, I want it to pop up again. 07, so that I can show you. Let's wait. Let's try to pop it again. So 07, like that, donate. That is the message. So as you can see, it is asking me to do this kind of payment. So do you want to pay 500 to Daraja Sandbox account number? Then it is giving me the number, which is equivalent to the seconds and minutes. So it is 2022 12 21 0 something like that 43, because I'm doing this video late hour, something like that. So if I enter PIN, it's going to deduct that amount and I'll be good to go. So once I enter the PIN, automatically it is going to receive the payments. The message is going to be shared to this one. Sorry, not this one. To this one, to this file called callback URL. Then it's going to forward this number, and once it forwards this number, I'll check the status. If the response code is 0 here, then it's going to do this one. Otherwise, if the response is otherwise, then it means the payment was not successful. The status of my transaction here remains unpaid, and that's how you normally do it. And now, yes, you can clap because we have done it within less than 10 minutes. I know it is beyond 10 minutes, but at the end of the day, I wanted to explain it a little bit for you to understand. So this is the index file. This is the function which contains the Mpesa function. I've simplified the whole code, these ones. And that's why I'm saying that it's good I take you through the details so that you can get to understand how simple it is. You don't need to waste a lot of time learning through the documentation. Remember, for you to understand how this thing works, so you need to come here to documentation, get to understand the whole of this. Once you understand the whole of this, then here you jump right away. You create an app here. Once you create an app, you get to the next part. You choose simulate. Simulate here also can work. You just click here, Duka. Here I can put also my phone number. It's something else which you can do. You can also do this one before even do the code part. 700 711 233. So you can see this number. This is my phone number. So ukitaka kunitafuta unaweza nitafuta through that number. I paste it again there. So if I click here, now this button, the third one, it's supposed to pop up again here. Wait, it has not popped. It has to pop up now. Yes, it has popped that message to make the payments and so forth. So that is it. I know you guys, you have learned something, and it's a complex thing because you have to get to understand how these things work. And that's why sometimes I normally find it very hard for me. Like when you list the ones, nikwambie, oh, this one you do like this one, you don't understand what I'm saying, maybe. In that case, una feel. Then I'm busy doing other things. Badala ya ushinde kusimamisha, just enroll for this stuff. 3,000, good to go, ni take through. That's why I decided to help you guys, like kusaidia tu. But if you feel like it's a lot of money, my friends, you can take your 1 week, go through the documentation, learn everything. Whether even if you do it like less than 2 hours, there's no problem. It's just I'm trying to help, and it's something that I've tried to evaluate and research about it, and I found that if I do it at that amount, it's going to be what I charge 10,000. No negotiation. Remember, if I'm doing it for a non-IT guy, client who is not an IT person, then it's going to be difficult. So in case maybe if you want to might engage me so that we can, maybe you are working on a system and you want to engage me to help you in integration and so forth, I have to charge you. And if we have to split, it's 50-50. So you have to pay me 5,000. But in case maybe you want me to train you how it works, there's no problem. I'm going to train you with 3,000 and you'll be good to go. If you want to implement it, well and good. The training includes both the sandbox and also you get what we refer to as both the sandbox and how do we call it? The live, how you go live. So just in my next video, because I don't want to make this video very long, I'm going to explain much about how you consume the register URL, and then after that I will also explain how now you go live, the whole process of how you apply for a till, then how you go live. So it's going to be like other 2 videos which are going to follow after this one. So thank you guys. Click the next video so that you can get to know about register URL. And in case maybe if you've not subscribed, make sure you do so. Thank you guys and see you on the next one.